Hey, we're in Psalm 12. David is rehearsing to God that he can't find a friend. He can't find anyone that's godly, that is faithful. Look at verse 2. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor. The idea of speaking vanity is it can be, it's kind of a spectrum. On one end, it's just overt evil or wickedness. On the more simple, benign end, it's just useless talk. It's idle chatter. David is bemoaning the fact that he can't find a friend where he can have a deeper conversation and really benefit mutually, iron sharpening iron. Everyone skims the surface. Everything is surface talk. Everything is kind of useless. Weather, sports, what they watched on television, movies they saw. I'm obviously inserting a 21st century view of this, but it's just this kind of useless chatter. And David's longing for real companionship. And by the way, he starts the psalm by looking up for his companionship. Help, Lord, which is the best place always to go. But he's sad that everyone is just kind of skimming the surface. Vanity. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor. But look at the next phrase, with flattering lips. The word flattering is smooth. So what David is saying is they talk smooth. They're pleasantries on the surface. They are sales pitching on the surface. They're selling themselves. They're trying to please or be pleasing with their lips. Another sense of flattery is manipulative complimentary speech. Just someone speaking compliments to you or acknowledgement or affirmation to you that isn't really substantive or genuine. They're just trying to smooth talk you into a response or an outcome. So flattering lips. And here's the rest of the phrase, and with a double heart do they speak. A double heart is talking about the inner life. In other words, hypocrisy. They've got, it's total fakery. They're saying one thing with their lips, smooth talking, but they've got another agenda. They've got an alternative agenda, a personal or private agenda unfolding. They're trying to manipulate. Now, David was a king, and he was powerful, and he was wealthy. And so he really just, everywhere he looked, he couldn't find authenticity. He couldn't find godliness. He couldn't find faithfulness. He was surrounded by people that were trying to use him, manipulate him, exploit him. They were flattering him with their lips, smooth talking him, but they had some other agenda unfolding. They had a private agenda unfolding in their lives. Now, before we move on in the psalm, I just want to pause here and say, isn't this 21st century America? I mean, this happens to me all the time. I don't think I'm fully aware of it often because I just take people at face value. I take them literally. I believe them. I can be taken for a sucker pretty easily because unless I'm dealing with a salesman, I generally believe people. But the world that we live in kind of runs on fakery, hypocrisy. And when you come straight out of a situation and you're just open and all your cards are on the table and you just lay it out as is, sometimes people don't even know what to do with that. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming to them, like, wow, I'm not sure I can deal with this kind of openness, this kind of honesty. It's very uncomfortable to people. But the purest, the sweetest, the most delightful journey through life with Jesus is just to be who you are and not try to manipulate or fabricate outcomes, not try to smooth talk people, but to be truly a faithful, authentic, God-fearing. My heart is after the Lord. My heart is leaning into your best interest. I want to help you. I want to serve you. I want to bless you. That's in real, raw honesty. That's a good way to live. To be able to pillow your head with a clear conscience that you didn't just, number one, waste your day with vanity. Okay, let's just park there for a second. Will your words today be any more substantive than the weather, sports, politics, and what you watched recently? Will there be any more substance to them? Will you try to bless others? Will you see below the 2 inches of the surface in their lives? I was reading the news last week about the anger and the tension that the employees of the airlines are dealing with right now, from the counter to the customer service people to the flight attendants and pilots. There is an immense amount of rage pent up in the American public. And when their tickets get compromised or their flight gets delayed or when the security lines are too long, the demand on travel is bringing it out of people. And the people that are absorbing the brunt of the anger are the stewardesses and the flight attendants is probably a better word, and the pilots and those that are attending to the gates. And I'm going to be flying a little bit this week, and I've already decided I'm going to try to, number one, thank those people for working so that we could get to where we want to go and need to go. But number two, I'm just going to try to bless them somehow. My daughter Haley told me on the way back from her honeymoon, she gave a gift card to a flight attendant, a Dunkin' gift card on the way off the plane, just to say thank you because people had been rude and unkind to the flight attendant. It's easy to fall into the trap of everybody else, just to speak vanity, to have a double heart, a double agenda, mixed motives. It's easy to be fake, to play the hypocrite. I want to encourage you today, go into today and into your life. Be able to pillow your head at the end of every day and know my words were not in vain. They were premeditated. They were representative of the Lord and His love and His grace. They were thought through. They were uplifting. They were encouraging. They were edifying. They weren't vanity. And then I wasn't just flattering to get my way. Like the best way to get your way with customer service is to flatter them and tell them what a wonderful person they are and how great they're doing. But in truth, to bless and to love and to encourage others, just to bless them, not to get what you want, but to encourage and uplift their heart. Our words are so powerful. And what a sad story that David in this moment couldn't find anybody that used authentic words with powerful encouragement and edification and influence. No, everybody was speaking vanity. Everybody was flattering with mixed motives. Everybody was out to serve themselves. What a bright light you would be if you go into this day with a different use of your words, your influence, your demeanor, and your actions and behavior today. Wow, that kind of person is going to shine brightly in a very dark world. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.